What's up, buddies? Mr. STEM here. We're making the Happy Accelerometer. This may be a two-part video, actually. Today, we're going to focus on this part one. Make a sprite with an image that moves around a canvas. The sprite must start in the center and move around to each edge of the canvas. And you must display the accelerometer values. When the sprite hits an edge, a sound should play. So we have a lot to do here. This is a pretty lengthy and extensive program. So let's dive right in here. With our user interface, let's see, the first thing we should probably get is our sensor, our accelerometer sensor. And I think, I've pulled in two in the past. I don't know if we need to actually, but I'm just going to pull in two just in case. What else are we going to need? We are going to need some labels here. In fact, I'm going to pull in two labels. As per usual, we will need a canvas. And this time we get to use what's called a sprite there to go with our image canvas. Now with the sprite, you want to drag that into the canvas. So there we go. Now let's relabel some of these. Let's see. Let's go here and let's rename our label one. Let's call this accelerometer value. Okay. And then let's rename label two to, let's see, this will be sprite location. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what this is when we have the tablet, basically our sprite is going to start in the center of our screen, and as we tilt it, right, the sprite is going to move around, similar to what you've seen in driving games, stuff like that. Okay. So anyways, the accelerometer sensor, I don't know that we really need to rename those. Canvas 1 is probably okay, but we are going to mess with some of the properties of Canvas 1 a little bit to get a little bit more of what we need. So height, we're actually, let's start with the width, and let's go to 100%, or actually let's just fill parent, which is synonymous with 100%. So let's go there. Oh, interesting. School's over, I guess. So there we go. The canvas is now filling the entire parent. Let's change the height so that it takes up most of the rest of the screen here. Percent, let's try 80% and see how that looks. We have a little bit more room to work with, so let's go with 85% perhaps. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then now we can also change the background color, green. And as we did with the other one, you can see the default paint color is black. We learned last week how to, make those buttons to change the paint color. But if you want to change it now, you can. We're not really going to do anything with that. Okay. What else? Now we need to let's talk about our sprite here. So the sprite is the thing that's going to be moving around the screen. And you can choose whatever image you want. The directions kind of say to like do a happy face or a sad face or whatever. But if you want to make like last year, somebody made a pretty cool Dragon Ball Z one. Pokemon, whatever you find exciting, go for it. Let's see. I'm just going to do a happy face, and it would probably be best. Let's go with images. It would probably be best to grab one that has like the blank background like that. But I don't actually. The one I liked. Which one did I pick? I think I like this one. That's the one I picked earlier. That was the one I liked. It didn't have a blank background, so I just went with it. If you right click right here, you can go to save image as, and then, you can type in happy face or, whatever descriptive word you want. I already did that. So again, that's a right click or a 2-finger click on the Mac. So actually it's already in my downloads folder right there. Oh, I did do a slightly different one. Anyways. So then if we go back to our MIT App Inventor, under media, we can upload a file, and we're going to choose a file. Now I'm going to go to the downloads folder, and I'm going to find my happy smiley.png, open that up. Okay. And there we go. Nothing actually happens. We still aren't seeing it. So let's go to our sprite right here. And we're going to try to set the property, the picture right here, to happy smiley.png. Okay. There we go. Now you can see it. Now, unfortunately, this image is kind of big. It's taking up more than the entire screen. So I'm going to shrink that down here. How do I do that? Let's see. Let's go to height. Let's actually specify a number of pixels. Let's try 20 pixels. And width, let's do another 20 pixels. And let's see how that looks. That's too small. Okay, so let's go. Let's try maybe 40. Okay, and we'll just change our height also to 40. Okay. That still seems a little bit small. But closer, let's go up to 50 and we'll leave it there. Okay. And width, let's do 50. Okay. So I think that looks about right. Now you can see the X, Y, and Z position of it. The X and Y work just like the coordinate axes, where you have the X coordinate, the horizontal, the Y coordinate is the vertical one. The Z is sort of like the stacking of things, right? Obviously, on a two-dimensional screen, you can't have things pop in or out. So I think Z kind of will just stay at 1. But if you move this around, like if we change it to 40 and we change Y to 40, you can see it move to the right and down. Now, obviously, we want it to start in the middle, probably would be the ideal scenario. So I'm just going to mess with it a little bit and see what values of X and Y would get us about to the middle. Looks like we need to go a little bit bigger. Let's try 130. Okay, good. And let's try 140 here. All right, so that's probably centered enough. That'll get the job done. And there we go. Okay, so let's go over to our blocks view and take a look at this. Okay, so we have no blocks yet. Perfect. So let's open up, let's see, our accelerometer sensors right here. So when it notes that the acceleration has changed, that's when we want it to do something. So the first thing we're going to set up is our labels. So here we go. When the accelerometer has changed, let's grab our label and for accelerometer value, and let's set our accelerometer value dot text to, and now we're going to go over to the text drawer and we're going to join a bunch of text together. So I'm going to put in the join and I'm going to add in a bunch of strings. So this is going to let me put a bunch of text together into one kind of cohesive string like this, right? So I'm going to put all this together. Now I'm going to go back to text and get just a blank string. Now I can type whatever I want in here. So I'm going to say X Excel equals, and I'll put a space at the end. And then let's see, I'm going to copy this and paste it a couple times. And then I'll change this one to Y Excel and this one to Z Excel. And that should be good. So let's see, let's join those and those and those. Now, of course, we need to also put in the X acceleration, Y acceleration, and Z acceleration. So I'm going to grab them right here and right here. And now let's go ahead and save this and test it. So let's connect here, AI companion. And here we go. All right, this is the old one. My practice one is loaded up on here. Let me close this and reopen it. All right, scan the QR code here. All right, there we go. Yes, dismiss. All right, so it's working pretty good. You can see we have our Sprite here in the middle and our XXL, YXL, and ZXL is sort of this nauseating and really hard to read list of really long decimals. So let's take care of that really quickly. So let's go here to, let's see. Okay. So let's pull these out, pull that one out, and pull that one out. And then let's go into our math drawer and let's find that round button right here. So let's round. And you know what? I'm going to copy that, paste it. Okay. And then we'll grab these, and grab these and plug them in to their values here. Okay. And now let's check, see if it made that update. Sometimes you don't have to reconnect anything, which is always nice. Yes, you can see now it's nice and simple. So you can see the XXL right now is at 1. The YXL is at 9, 10. As I tilt this back, that number goes down to 0, and then it goes negative when I tilt it that way. And then one problem I'm having is the screen keeps rotating on me, right? So it's going to be hard to play the game if the screen keeps rotating. So let's actually go and fix that over here in the designer view, let's look at screen rotation. And you can go right here and find it. Unspecified is how it currently is. Let's just set it permanently to portrait. If you want to do landscape, you can. And I think that will fix that problem. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the XXL is up to 10, right? As I flatten it out, it goes to 0. And then, of course, to negative. Okay. Okay, that's good. This is all working out pretty well. Now we need to set we need to make the sprite kind of fly around the screen. So let's open up our image sprite here, and we're going to set the image sprite.x, and we're going to set the x, y, and z values. We're going to add the acceleration onto them, if that makes sense. So let's copy and paste that. And let's change this one to y and this one to z. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to take the current value of where the sprite is, and we're going to add the acceleration onto that. So, of course, to add something, we're going to have to go back to our math drawer and grab our addition blocks, and we're going to need 3 of them. Perfect. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to have to find in our drawer here the x acceleration. I guess this isn't really in the drawer. The y acceleration and the z acceleration. And we're going to, oh, that's the set one. No, I don't want that. Okay, z acceleration, get z acceleration. And we're going to add that to the current location of the x, the y, and the z. So let's open up the sprite and see if we can find the current location. So here we go. Similar thing, except instead of setting it this time, we're just adding it to the acceleration. So basically the new value is going to equal the old value plus x. So let's copy this and let's paste it a couple times. Here we go with y, and here we go with z. All right, so let's put that in here, put that in there, and plug our z in there. Okay, now let's save this thing and let's check out how it's working. Now, I think it's actually working pretty good. It's probably not going to show it very well on the screen. Maybe you can see it there, kind of drops to the bottom, and now it's floating back the other way. Now, one issue I do notice is that it kind of it goes opposite directions on the x and y axis. Like when I tilt it down, it sinks to the bottom of the screen, but when I tilt it in the x direction, it kind of floats up. So in one direction it sinks, and in one direction it floats. That's basically has to do with the acceleration values, and there is a solution. And we need to use something from the math drawer, actually the multiplication. I think maybe I will not say exactly how to do it. And leave that as a level, a harder challenge, a level 3, level 4 challenge for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead. Things are looking pretty good. What else do we need to do? We are displaying the accelerometer values. When the sprite hits an edge, a sound should play. Okay, so now let's see here. No. Okay, so good. So I found this website. There's actually a number of websites. Sound Effects Plus is pretty good.com. What else? Oh, yes. Let me go back to my Google search here. Pardon me. Sound Effects Free Sound is good, but you have to register for an account. I didn't feel like going through the hassle, so I found Sound Effects Plus. So I'm going to get my stuff from there. I went into the animals and nature category, animals and insects, actually. I like that one. I'm going to use the sound of a crow cawing here. So let's see, which one of these do I like? That one, that's pretty good. Okay, and then it says soundeffectsplus.com. Oh, that is gold right there. Okay, so I'm going to take that one. I'm going to hit this download button right here. Oh, shoot. We have to log in or register for that one as well. Oh, that is frustrating. Bummer. Sorry, guys. Okay, I was wrong. Let's see. Oh, probably just so you can't download it for free. Let's see. Well, I would hate to have to redo all of this. Perhaps I will. Let's see. Let's see if I can find an old one in my old sound here. There's got to be something we could upload. So let me go over to MIT App Inventor. Let's go back to our designer view. Now, of course, we're going to have to upload our media. So let's upload file, and let's choose a file here from my downloads folder. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Let's go by kind and see what we can find here. JPEG, zip, stereo file, 3D. Okay, yeah. So I think those are STLs. Never mind. That's a 3D printing file, zip archive, PNG, Microsoft JPEG. Sorry, this is probably really boring. Feel free to hit that fast forward button, zip, text edit. Okay. JPEG, HTML. Well, anyways, I don't know. I don't want to go through everything right now. So I'm just going to click cancel. Sorry about that. Anyways, hopefully you guys can figure out how to download and upload a sound file. If not, surely somebody can help you with that. But we're also going to need from our media drawer, we're going to need the sound thing. So let's drag that in there. Sound. Now, of course, the source, we would have to like upload our file or click on our source right there so we have it. But I think we'll still be able to program it. So let's grab this. We're going to go to our sprite and we're going to use this when image sprite 1.edge reached. What do we do? What we do is we're going to play a sound. So let's open up the sound and let's say call sound1.play. Simple as that. Now I can't test this, unfortunately, so I'm hoping it's that simple. Anyways, good luck, and we'll see you next time.